Would you look at that? Now that is a scroll stopping picture. I don't care if you don't like chocolate. You are stopping to look at whatever that is, no matter what. I get it. So what? So it stops the scroll, so it doesn't makes people stop scrolling on Facebook. It makes them take a look. What value is in there? Is there in that? There's a ton of value in that. There is a ton of value in getting potential customers' interest as they're scrolling through Facebook. Want me to prove it? I can prove it really simply and easily. This is a one location place in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and they spent some money on a photographer to get these amazing pictures of their ridiculous ice cream shakes done. But what does that mean? What does that mean for the restaurant? Well, this is their post from 2 days ago, August 16th, of this shake. 868 comments. That's pretty awesome. 868 people took the time to say something on this post. Over 1,000 people reacted to it. Also, pretty awesome. 871 shares. Almost 1,000 people took the time to share this onto their page. Now, when you compound that with the number of people that they're friends with, that gives you a ridiculous amount of reach. Now, looking at the Battlefield Country Store, they've got almost 50,000 fans, which is awesome in and of itself. But if you have 50,000 fans and you're not giving them good content, you're not going to get a reaction like this. Well, what does it mean to get that type of reaction? Engagement and reaction like this is the currency on which Facebook operates. This is what they have to trade. What Facebook and other online platforms have that traditional marketing doesn't, be that TV, radio, or print, is engagement. You can engage with their advertising, which you can't do in those other mediums. So that's what they sell to advertisers like you and me. These guys are getting that type of engagement that is pushing up their exposure and their reach and their impressions naturally with no ad spend. There is no ad here. And they are still getting this type of engagement because they made this awesome content and they have built a great community. But it's pictures like this that are stopping people in their tracks and making them react. Well, if you don't have photos like this, if you don't have 50,000 people following, what can you do? Well, I just want to show you a couple clients of mine and what they do. This is a barbecue place out in Middletown, Virginia. Not a lot of people around. On average, they're being seen by over 4,000 people a day. That's great for a restaurant, especially in a small town. But how are they doing that? Well, what they're doing is they're creating posts that have value to their community. They have about 6,000 fans on their Facebook page. And what they do is they create posts that connect with their fans. Can you imagine when the average reach of a post on Facebook is 4 to 6%? They're getting 60% reach organically without paying for anything. Organically, they're getting, well over 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, almost 4,000 people in their area seeing their message. That's incredible. It's incredibly powerful. And all they're doing is posting things that are valuable to their audience, be that something about their VIP program. That's something that people are interested in. This post is about their outdoor seating. That's simple, something that everybody is interested in. Hey, when can we sit down in a restaurant again? Boiled peanuts, crabs, very, very, very simple content, but stuff that connects with their target audience. Here's another client of ours. This is Plaza Azteca. It's a Mexican restaurant in Leesburg, Virginia. What are they doing on these days? On average, they're around 2,000 people a day are seeing their content. But what about on these days? What are they doing on these days? They're creating video. They're taking their phone, they're pointing it at themselves, and they're creating a video. They've talked about National Tequila Day. They talked about the brunch that they were launching. And just doing those simple videos tripled their reach in a day. The number of people who see them tripled in a day just by doing a very, very simple and easy to do video that took them maybe 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be incredibly complicated. It can be very simple, and it gets you a lot more reach. What else they are doing is they have found local groups in their area, and they're sharing those videos in those groups. Schaefer does the same thing. But they don't just share everything. They don't share where they're selling. They don't just say, come in here and buy. They create content that's of interest to people, like National Tequila Day, like launching a brunch, like showing how they make a specialty cocktail. Schaefer's has a huge beer selection. They'll show the beer selection and share that video in a local group. They're not screaming, buy, buy, buy. They're sharing. And that gets you an incredible amount of reach. And we do the same thing with their posts, is we look for the posts that people engage with. Like this one, this one brunch item, almost 4,000 people saw this post. Almost 4,000. And that's all within their area. The average posts, aren't as high. But what we will do to help them get more exposure is we will look for the posts that get the most reach organically with their built-in audience, and then we'll do what we call amplify those posts. We'll turn them into ads, run them for a couple weeks to the demographics that they're looking for in their area, because we know if people who are already fans of theirs are interested in this content, well, then they're people who are like them, people they want to become fans of them, people they want to become customers of them, will be interested in that content too. So we look at their posts to see which ones are getting the best reaction. We share them in local groups. We amplify them as advertisements to get the restaurant clients in front of more people. And that's how we can duplicate some of the results that posts like this that just have awesome content that anybody's going to want to look at. If you don't have this already, you can sort of duplicate that by creating content of your own. So you take anything away from this, remember, you need to be creating content. There's almost nothing more important that a restaurant owner can do right now than create valuable content to people who will be interested in their brand and their restaurant, and sharing it in the places where it's appropriate. Not oversharing, not bombarding with buy, but sharing valuable content to people that they'll be interested in. Get yourself in front of them. Then you can leverage those eyeballs in the future to drive more sales. If you got any question about that, feel free to contact us. We'd be happy to walk you through it and show you how you can set up stuff like this for yourself.